In 2007, INDYCAR driver Charlie Kimball was abruptly forced to abandon his racing program mid-season when he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. But this Sunday, Kimball is once again gearing up to compete. We're joined now by the first and only licensed driver with diabetes in the history of INDYCAR to win a race of this magnitude. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Charlie. So how does it feel to be back?
Well, it's amazing. The Indianapolis 500 is the biggest race on our racing calendar all year. And so to be one of those 33 drivers getting ready to take the green flag Sunday afternoon and chase immortality, chase drinking milk in victory lane is very special.
Drinking the milk. I love seeing that. So tell us about your diabetes story.
Well, after I was diagnosed in 2007 with type 1 diabetes, I didn't know if I'd ever get back in a race car. But I was able to work with that healthcare team, and 6 months after that diagnosis, I had my first race with diabetes and I finished second. And that really started me on my path back to full-time racing.
How are you able to manage it off the racetrack on a daily basis? And what is it like to manage it while you're racing?
Well, managing my diabetes really comes down to managing my blood glucose. And I do that with my nutrition, by taking my Novo Nordisk insulins, but also keeping track of what my blood glucose is doing. And I use a Dexcom G6 continuous glucose monitor to do that. I have a sensor on my body, and it sends a reading every 5 minutes to a receiver so I can keep track of what's happening. Now, when I get in the race car, that receiver actually plugs into the car's data system. So on my steering wheel, on my electronic dash, I have speed, lap time, oil pressure, blood glucose, water temperature, my car and body data right there together.
That's fantastic. Well, you're an inspiration to so many people who, may be worried about just doing normal things, but competing in Indy racing is quite the feat. Have you gotten any feedback from race car drivers or some of the people that are your fans?
Well, I'm able to reach a lot of people within the diabetes community and hopefully encourage them to chase their dreams like I did to race and try and win the Indy 500. I think it comes down to having the right tools like my Dexcom continuous glucose monitor to be able to chase those dreams, overcome that challenge, and still be successful. For me, I say that diabetes hasn't slowed me down at all.
Well, to have that technology, especially in front of you while you're racing, that must be a real comfort to you.
It is, being able to know what's happening with my body. And not only can I see it in the cockpit, but it's sent back to the pit lane. So my engineers that are making sure the car is running right during the course of the race can make sure that my body's staying on track as well. So even if I'm not thinking about it, I know they've got an eye on it for me too.
Wow, so your pit crew involved in even more than what we see on the racetrack while you're racing. So where can people go for more information?
Well, for more information about the Dexcom that I use, people can go to Dexcom.com. And to keep up to speed with me on social media, they can follow me at Charlie Kimball.
Charlie, thanks so much for being with us. Good luck. I'll be cheering you on Sunday.
Well, thanks for having me.
You're watching The Morning Blend.